Welcome, one and all, to our Wednesday night standard tournament. My name is Taylor Gunn. I am here with the Pro Tour competitor and ever handsome John Douglas.
Howdy, howdy.
We got our player cams are a little bit off center, but that's okay because we're going to the overhead.
Live and breathe in the overhead. That's my motto. I live by it.
What?
Live and breathe in the overhead.
In the overhead. We have former bounty hunter Luke Browning.
Yeah.
With his Surveil deck against Connor Sloan playing a more traditional deck we may have seen before. Golgari Midrange. I don't know exactly what version.
Well, it's the Llanowar Elf version, that's for sure. So we're going to have Jade Light Rangers. The real question is if he's going with the more menagerie style build at this point, or...
Oh, our first subscriber, Danny Hour 95.
Hour 95.
Is that like...
Danny still haven't noticed me.
Is that like season 5 of 24?
No, season 5 of 24 is just 24 still. It's just another 24.
Well, because like each season is...
No, I get it. But they still just call it 24, and that's dumb.
Yeah, the other thing I think they really messed up in the naming was the Taken movies. Because like Taken 2 should have been retaken.
That's a little bit more of a reach.
Is it?
Yeah.
So here's a Branch Walker on turn 2. And an attack from the Llanowar Elf.
That's a Branch Walker attack.
Well, no, I'm just saying he attacked on turn 2 with Llanowar Elf and Vraska.
So, Lil Vraska. You're starting to see more of these, and I don't actually agree with it all that much.
Yeah.
So, Vraska's good.
Oh, it had to have come off the top, too, because he cast the Thought Erasure.
Right. So, Vraska's good, but it's not good in your worst matchups.
Okay.
Whereas, like, a very easy replacement in Karn is very good in that matchup.
What's the worst matchup? The red one?
No, the Jess guy.
Oh, sure.
You can't actually lose the red matchup with this deck. It's just impossible.
Neat.
By impossible, I mean it's not at all favored for the red deck. Basically, you have these Wild Growth Walkers, which they get one turn to interact with, and then they just explode, and you can never lose.
Right. Yeah.
Branch Walker puts Llanowar Elf in the graveyard, becomes a 3/2. If I'm this Vraska, I'm probably eating...
The Llanowar Elf? The tap Llanowar Elf?
The land. Llanowar Elf's more valuable than a land.
Okay. Did we ever find out whether Llano, Texas changed their mascot to the War Elves?
I don't think so. They probably would wait until after the current school year before they did that anyway.
Sure. That'll be a summer, exciting summertime thing.
Yeah, something to remember for sure.
You're in high school. Hasbro should sponsor that. They should really just come down and be like, listen, we'll build you a stadium.
If you think Hasbro has the money to build a Texas stadium, Texas football stadium, you are out of your mind.
So, like, okay, so the Surveil deck goes down there pretty quick fashion. Connor got out ahead of him.
Well, it was Connor's Vraska was in ultimate range, so.
So I know that the big football high schools have like $70 million stadiums.
Right.
This is just like an hour from downtown Austin.
Yeah.
So it's just like a random suburb. I don't think they would require a $70 million stadium.
Let's take a look at Llano High School's current football stadium.
All right, I'm gonna find a pic on here and I'll post it in the chat.
Really? Like the card cast on just does not exist.
So it's literally spelled L-L-A-N-O.
Correct.
Like I noticed that when it first came out. Of like all the cards not to have, that's one you think that they would have.
Llano Stadium, Llano, Texas. Yeah, not impressive. They've got an artificial playing surface that's worth about $100,000. All right, so here's the link, guys. I'm not seeing the live stream. How do I see what's live?
While Taylor tries to figure out Twitch, which could be its own entertainment.
My best friends thinks it's funny to sit me down on video games that are very I'm told that they're great video games, but they're outside my taste range.
Yeah, we didn't think that was funny. So if I would have put you on like Guitar Man or something,
Well,
that
you
would have been
did.
funny.
You did.
Yeah, that's funny.
You handed me Guitar Man and laughed at me.
That's very funny. For those of you who haven't played Guitar Man, highly recommend.
It's on the PlayStation 1, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I think there was a PSP port.
All right.
You're gonna have to dig for it because it's expensive too.
Yeah, it's old and expensive. All right.
PlayStation 2.
So back onto Magic the Gathering. Connor looked to sideboard about 5 or 6 cards.
Does he have a D6 on his chest?
Maybe. And I also want to know what this index finger ring is. Here's my other question. You might know this because you know weird things.
Okay.
What finger did a king wear? You know how kings used to seal letters?
Yeah.
With like a crest into wax? And it was on a ring, right?
Yes.
What finger was that worn on?
Yeah.
Traditionally, do you know, was there a traditional finger? I feel like the pinky would be the easiest to get onto like a piece of paper.
I feel like it's probably the index finger.
Yeah, the index. I'll have to look that up. Maybe ask a historian. So Luke gains a lot by going first here.
Yeah, he shuts down the most explosive of Connor's plays, which turn 1 Llanowar Elf
is included in that series.
Still happened, and now we're going to see a turn 2 Jade Light Ranger.
And we're going to see an Essence Scatter.
That's good.
Oh,
a Wild Growth Walker.
I might have let that one go. So it's not going to deal you like a bunch of damage. And you're going to be able to like take care of it with a Verasculator. When you go to win the game, you don't care what his life total is.
Right. That was absolutely bait by Connor.
Yeah.
And Luke bit the bait.
He bit the bait.
He's a bait biter.
It might be a situation where the control deck has to decide like if it's even going to be able to cast all its spells.
Right.
And you just don't want that Essence Scatter to rot on
Discards
turns.
the Jade Light Ranger. That was
on turns you can't
deal.
cast. So maybe the Essence Scatter was just never going to get cast otherwise. Depending on what the texture of his hand is.
Right. It's a possibility for sure.
Very interesting texture.
So we have Fine Finality. Oh, man.
Here's the trophy. Wow.
That is not good.
So the last thing you want to provide for a control deck is a ramp.
Yeah, and he's just ramping him right out there. So
there's Fine Finality for the 2 creatures.
I'm fine with using an Assassin's Trophy on a disinformation campaign. Like that's Luke's whole deck is basically based around that.
Right.
You don't want him to pick it up, but at least wait until the next time he surveils.
Okay.
And do it in response, so that you have the opportunity to possibly throw off his curve. Like if he were to go like the draw 2, surveil 2 this turn, instead of just keeping mana up or doing something else.
Right.
And then you did it, then it's not a waste of a turn because he's still using casting a spell. But he's not getting the full value that he anticipated out of that spell. And that's a big deal.
Luke went and got a swamp here. It makes me wonder what's in his hand. I would imagine you'd want a lot of blue cards, not a lot of black cards to be able to be cast. Sinister Sabotage.
Yeah, Sinister Sabotage is good here.
See, I would want the island up. Just bend that, man. If you got lands in hand, perfect.
The issue is Connor needs lands. I don't see why he's not running out this Jade Light Ranger, and why he discarded the Jade Light Ranger in the first place. Like, he is hurting for lands right now.
Yeah, so I feel like a lot of people think of Explore as a way to draw a land card instead of a way to mill past cards that aren't land cards when you need them.
Right. It digs 2 lands or it digs through lands. It does...
Right, it does it
everything
all.
you want. It's very good in that regard.
Think about it this way, guys. If you're taking a card off the top of your deck and putting it in your graveyard, it's the same thing as putting it into...
Here's a Ritual of Soot. The days of Jade Lighting are gone. Oh, we draw land. Will we see it? Yes.
All right, draws another one.
Beautiful.
Vraska's going to go to the bin. Anyway, putting that Vraska in the bin is the same thing as putting it on the bottom. Like, you're never going to draw it either way.
Right.
So it's not, like, the biggest deal. I feel like it's one of those things that has, like, a sub-mental problem.
Submental?
Like, it's an emotion.
Yeah. Not
So,
to
like,
mention that putting something in the bin is just better than putting it on the bottom because you may have access to it depending on the synergies available in your deck.
Right. I catch myself doing this, like when somebody has like a big creature that has a big comes into play ability or something. Mm-hmm. I'll overvalue it as a creature on the board after it's come into play when it has like a good ability because it has this good ability.
Right.
And I'm just like, no, it's just a 2/3. You know what I mean? Trumpeter's just a 2/3 vigilance after it's on the board.
Bugler? Bugler, come on.
Where are we going?
Where are we going? We're going to a world where we can differentiate wind instruments.
I think those are both brass.
Yeah. Brass.
Big brass. Brass is bounty.
Brass's bounty is right. Luke with just mono removal in hand. That's not going to bode well for this Eldest Reborn that's coming down.
No, I hope this Eldest Reborn...
What?
Okay, he's going to slow play into the counter... Like, he doesn't want to play into another counterspell.
Well, you're letting him untap and draw an extra card.
Yeah, if he plays it here, it's a mistake. Okay, just the Vraska test spell. Yep, I would let one of these go to earn another draw step. I like it. And the Argyl's Bloodfast should come down as well. Oh, I thought that was a
Seeker Squire.
Here we go. Surprised Luke doesn't have the Argyl's Bloodfast. It's pretty good. I know a lot of these...
You'll need to protect your life total a little bit more.
At the end of the last standard environment, the control decks were playing both the Search for Azcanta and the Bloodfast.
Yes. Mostly it's just like a one of Bloodfast from the mirror, but yeah.
Right.
Luke really debating here. The Ritual of Soot.
What do we have here?
Just a little duder.
Some sort of gentleman.
Just a little duder.
He has power and toughness. We got a reader. No? What? What are we doing? We're exiling some graveyard stuff?
I suppose. Blood Operative.
Oh, okay. This card also interacts with Surveil. It has a trigger when you Surveil.
get a redraw on a land. Yeah, Blood Operative gives him a little bit of
Oh,
inevitability.
jeez.
So dueling Eldest Reborns. This is going to work out well in Connor's favor.
He's got reborn advantage.
Man, Luke has another Reborn in
Oh,
hand.
it's going to be nice.
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 5 mana. Here is a Vivian Reed. We're going to get to blow up your Eldest Reborn. And then another Eldest Reborn is going to come down.
And blow up your Vivian Reed.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, what a fun exchange we have here.
But then Connor's going to get back a Vivian Reed or a Vraska. Probably a Vraska, I would think.
Yeah.
And then blow up the Eldest Reborn.
There you go.
And get a treasure.
Not that the treasure's critical, but
Oh, no. We're making pirates. We got pirates.
what are you doing there? So I'd imagine he's going to empty his hand.
Yeah, he just doesn't care about it this turn, I guess.
Well, the Eldest Reborn is going to require him to discard a card. So I think he just played the line that gets him to... I guess he empties his hand either way.
We still get an Explore trigger.
Concur.
So we respond to the Explore trigger with a Fungal Infection. So here's the Explore trigger. Land. Counter on the Wild Growth Walker.
Life.
And land for turn.
All right. The untap step.
All right, so we're playing empty-handed. This situation favors Connor a great deal. His top decks are going to be much better.
Yeah, that's the whole point here, right?
Yeah. Gotta imagine Vraska's going down here to get rid of this Eldest Reborn.
Yep, giving it a good hard look.
Can't really see the card in Connor's hand or how that changes things. But we'll deal him 4.
All right. Where did this elf come? Oh, the elf is an insect from the fungal infection, or sapling. Sorry.
Sapling, yeah. Can't imagine we don't have saplings out there.
All right, so Luke's Eldest Reborn goes off. Is he going to get...
That's a treasure. We should use the actual treasure, assuming we have them out there.
I think we do.
Here's a Fine Broker, which is going to earn a counterspell. But Fine Broker will be able to come back next turn with this Memorial to Folly.
Yep. And just the grind continues.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming at Vraska.
It's a factory of grind, this deck.
Here's
A real grindhouse.
Blood Operative. Oh, man. Not returning the Fine Broker in response is a huge punt.
Does he have all the mana he needs to do it?
Yeah. With that treasure. It's 3 and a... Or it's 2 and a black. I believe.
And the memorial.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can remember how to do this part.
Yeah, 2 and a black and sacrifice it. It's Folly.
I can't spell.
I agree.
It's
Although a memorial to Mick Foley is heartfelt. Memorial to Folly is the one we're worried about here. You could have put it back on top in response. I would have taken his treasure, but looks like he valued another creature instead. Just Branchwalker, I guess.
and Branchwalker putting another memorial in his hand. In the old hando. And I just don't see how Luke's going to squeak out of this one.
Yeah, Connor's in
Like,
full grind mode.
A ritual of soot does a lot of work.
It doesn't get him out from under this Vraska. He needs multiple cards to deal with Connor's board, and Connor's generating value every turn.
Yep.
Not to mention whatever card is in Connor's hand, which it looks like another Vraska. So,
Yeah, he just fell behind in the card advantage race.
yeah, that's kind of the problem with the blue-black deck, is that it can't keep up with the value engine of the Golgari deck or the sheer card advantage engine of the Jeskai deck.
Okay.
And that's why it's kind of fallen off a little bit.
You just got to keep attacking. All right. Well, that too.
Just kill some guys. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm crazy about killing that blood operative, but it's a thing you can do.
Yep. Can we attack more?
Oh, we're gonna attack.
Get in.
Send them all. Here we go. All right, so the Saproling's gonna trade off with a 2/1. Looks
Right.
like. Oh, we
Looks
might
like-
have a Dream Eater.
Uh-oh.
Nice little Surveil 4, which means he's gonna be able to rebuy these blood operatives.
Yep. So Dream Eater's a big boy. You can really get like
Both pirates were there from the previous turns. He just minus Vraska to destroy the blood operative. Yeah, Dream Eater, the Surveil 4 is huge. Flash flying. Not to mention the bounce effect. It's
so the pirates are menacing. So I would okay. 2-4. So Luke's life total isn't that low.
11's pretty low for this board state.
Right.
The menacing pirates are a big deal. So it kind of puts him in a little bit of a bind where he can't effectively attack Vraska this turn.
Yeah.
Like, he almost has to, but look at all the damage he's taking as a result.
He's got these blood operatives coming in. Yeah. Do you pick them up?
He has no cards in hand. Well, one card in hand now.
So I guess he didn't.
He has to pay 3 life to return it to his hand, and he chose not to. It's a 3/1. I would have probably... Well, I don't know. It's a pretty tough decision because you're only blocking like 1 and 2 power creatures,
Yeah.
but you can't effectively block those creatures otherwise. So this is going to be attack for 5. Put
Yep.
Luke down to 8.
Played last Wednesday, and I had a game where I went 15 turns without missing a land drop after surveilling.
And I think we're going to get another Vraska here. If I'm Connor, I'm just ticking this Vraska up. Killing this Dream Eater doesn't do anything. And I believe ticking it up barring like a Ritual of Soot, wins you the game next turn. It doesn't exactly, but...
All right, so here's you discard, I draw. Let's see what else we got. What else you got?
It's a good rebuy for Luke. Oh, he's calling it this game. Yeah, he drew an Eldritch Reborn, which I don't know why those are still in the deck here for Luke. This Golgari Midrange deck values creatures in their yard, so like the discarding card doesn't matter. They have a ton of just cheap value creatures, so the sacrifice effect doesn't matter.
Maybe it's the third, what do I want to say, act?
Yeah,
The third chapter.
You don't play it for the third chapter.
Right.
Like, yeah, you can get back something powerful in 3 turns with your 5-mana spell, but you can't take off a turn, like an operative turn like that.
Right, to do
And we
something
saw
very,
there-
very minimal.
Right, we saw there where it's a terrible top deck in the late game.
Sure.
So, I don't know. Golgari Midrange takes it down pretty easily. It's honestly about what I'd expect from this matchup. Blue-Black Surveil is an interesting deck, but if you wanted to play that, your time has passed. If you wanted to be competitive. I mean, it's a fun deck.
Yeah, sure, it's very fun.
I like it when he says he gets Ultron.
Yeah, it's just,
You get all 3 big guys out.
you're not going to be able to grind enough. So, like, surveilling every turn and doing the disinformation campaign every turn,
Right.
you don't get to do that until, like, turn 7.
Yeah, I just cut this.
Right, well, you don't really want to grind until about that point anyway. The problem is that your setup to grind in the Blue-Black Surveil deck is to, like, play a disinformation campaign, which is just like a divination, basically, or,
Right.
you know, a mind rot, whichever way you want to look at it. Whereas Connor's setup to grind is just playing creatures.
Right.
So you have to deal with his creatures, or your life total is going to take a huge hit, which stops you from setting up your engine, which in turn makes you suffer in the late game because Connor's been building up to the late game, and you've just been trying to stop his early game, which doesn't really matter.
Right.
One of the few issues there with the Blue-Black Surveil deck, we've got a giveaway going on right now. What are we giving away, Taylor?
We're giving away a 2018 Nature's Vengeance Commander deck.
If you ever wanted a land-based commander deck, whoo boy, whoo boy.
Ooh, buddy. So, here's how it works. It's 25 points per ticket, a max of 20 tickets per person, and the winner will be announced tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. How do I figure out how many points I have, and how do I earn points, you might be thinking. Here's how the point system works. You can earn points by subscribing. This is 500 points. This includes your free Twitch Prime monthly sub, which is attached to your Amazon account, right?
Yeah,
So for having an Amazon account, you get 1 free Twitch subscription.
correct.
Okay. You can follow for 50 points. Cheering bits, 1 point per bit cheered. Not sure what that means.
Okay.
Maybe our stream runner understands bits and how to cheer them.
Yeah, he's highlighting them right now. He's showing them off.
Okay.
These are the top cheers.
Top cheers. All right, so cheer on and get your points. And then watching gets you 5 points per 10 minutes of watching our stream. You get 10 points for the same 5 minutes if you are subscribed.
Wow.
So you can really rack them up. Hey, stream runner, I'm sorry to ask you, how do I just do exclamation point points? Let's try that. Okay, yeah, so exclamation point points gets you a printout of how many points you have. Apparently,
it's called a readout when you're not actually printing it.
all right, our readout, fantastic. Oh, neat! Look, I'm learning all kinds of things tonight. I'm going to stop my bumbling and let you guys go do all these things to collect your points.
Do things.
10 o'clock tonight, we're picking this. So, don't mess around.
There's some sweet cards in that deck.
Dude, all the commander decks are sweet. Like, I've never...
Hold on.
So I've never...
Hold on.
I'm holding.
There's some sweet cards in that deck.
Concur.
But not all the commander decks are sweet.
I have never opened one of those decks and been like, pretty sad I opened this.
Okay.
The only time I've done that is when I paid more than MSRP.
Sure.
Like what's a Traxxas worth now? Like $100 or something? Like the deck, the completed deck is like $100.
It's probably like 100, 120.
Yeah. I would feel very disappointed opening that for $100. But this giveaway, you're going to open it for completely nothing.
$0.
$0 is going to cost you your chat points, which you can rack back up by subscribing.
Rack them up, boys.
And cheering bits. All right, I guess we're not going to look at us anymore. There we are. We're back. Hey.
I don't think we're back. I think this is just a preview.
This is a preview of a post view?
No, it's a preview. You can't see anybody. You can't see anybody. Nobody can see you. You're invisible.
I am not John Cena. Don't start that with me. Anyway, I'm going to love it. The commander deck is sweet. I probably should try and win it.
Do it.
Because I have a commander deck with like 50, 45, 50 lands in it. So
it's not a lands deck.
Concur.
That was the joke.
What?
That was the joke.
Oh, is it not a lands deck? I haven't looked that one up.
No. So they advertised it as a lands deck, and it failed spectacularly on that front, but it's a pretty sweet deck by itself.
Okay.
So, it's a good deck.
Yeah, if you want a deck that you
deck.
can expand on the idea, we can ship one of those to you when you win it. So.
Oh, we've got the deck list. All right.
Oh, drop that in the chat. Just plop it right in. There you go.
Some of the sweet cards in this, Windgrace's Judgment, A+.
Yeah?
That card is a house. This is the only place you can get it. Also, I really like Xancha's Sleeper Agent. There's like 10 cards shy of like a deck that I would be very happy to play, which is very weird for black-red for me.
Right. I know that you have explored non-blue-green black decks.
Yes.
And have not been very excited about them.
I don't like playing white because every white deck that I played, where I'm playing like the white cards that I like, are pretty oppressive and just not fun for anybody. So, kind of strayed away from the white decks. Trying to get a little bit of a handle on some red decks, but we'll see how it goes.
Yep. We're going to go get a handle on what decks are in our field tonight. And, yeah, like that. And we're going to return here in about so many minutes, 16 minutes?
10 minutes.
10 minutes?
6 minutes.
6 minutes. Yeah, don't go away. You never know when we're going to come back. We might just give something away. That's probably not going to happen because we have to give away at the end of the night. But
we are going to give something away.
Just at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Okay. We'll see you
be
guys
back.
soon.